I gotta eat it sometime, so you guys caught me again while I'm eating, so I'm gonna finish real quick while some people come on. If you're there, say hello as you come in. Hey Andrea, hey Amber. Who's there? Hey everyone, hey Lanny. I'm sorry, I'm stuffing my face like a man. I don't even care. I'm trying to get this food down real quick before I start and get everybody in here. This is going to be a good one. This is going to break down so many things you thought you knew. Give you so much clarity about your life, yourself, what spirit, ego, and self is. And give you that peace for you to move forward with your next steps in life. Without the confusion. So, 1 second. Alright, so I said that I was going to talk about ego versus spirit, but there is no ego versus spirit. It's just, okay, ego and spirit are one. They work together. Self works alone. So we'll start right there. Alright, there's self, which is your personal interest. I wrote all this down so I wouldn't forget it, so I can stay in line. Alright, self, which is personal interest, which is the illusion of yourself, of your individuality, right? And then you've got ego, which is your servant. It serves you. It wants you to stay happy. And then you've got spirit, who also is your servant, but is your guide as your servant, if that makes sense. Alright? So your self, personal interest, it wants to serve you, but it doesn't want to serve your higher good. Self wants to serve self. Does that make sense? So ego and spirit, they want to serve higher self. They want you to be happy. So when I say ego versus spirit, alright, your spirit will guide you to where you need to go, right? Well, through the guiding of where you need to go, sometimes that's away from the things that you had already programmed yourself to be happy with, as in your subconscious mind, where your ego is listening to and ready to serve you through that, right? So you are getting guided by your spirit and you get pulled to one direction. And then your ego comes in and it's like, no, that was making, like I said yesterday, that was making me happy. Why are you trying to take that away from me? The ego doesn't have anything other than servitude. I need you to understand this, alright? When you go to try and take something, when your spirit is leading you over here and your ego already knows what made you happy, it's like, why are you trying to take yourself away from your happiness? That's all it's trying to tell you. It's not trying to do anything negative or wrong to you, alright? See, when I posted earlier that I was going to talk about this, someone put a picture on the post and it listed something about ego and something about your true self. And I was like, no, this is so backwards. It's not it. And I want to talk about that right now. Alright, so on that picture, before I say that, I want to say that your self wants to serve you, your personal interest. Your ego is the defense mechanism to keep you feeling happy. Alright? And then your spirit is you existing at the same time as you, giving you the cues and clues for you to follow to get where you're trying to go. Alright, so there is no false self or true self, because self doesn't exist. For self to exist, then I'm reading my shit. Hold on. I usually don't read this stuff. I wrote it all down and now I'm screwing myself up. Alright, so let's see. Doesn't exist. For self to exist, we would not be one. The illusion of self and individuality, that does exist. But self, okay, let me say this again. There is no false self or true self, because self doesn't exist. For self to exist, we would not be one. The illusion of self and individuality does exist, and it's your inner fool. We do have an inner fool. Alright? So, on this picture, they're talking about the ego, the false self, right? And it says separation, blame, hostility, resentment, pride, complaint, and jealousy. These are all wrong. That is not your ego at all. That is nowhere near your ego. Ego knows no such thing. That is complication to the ego. And, excuse me, where we came from is not complicated. Alright?
Yes,
So It's the servitude. It is serving you. What it is, yes it is. Hold on.
No, it isn't.
Yes it is.
No,
Hold
it
on.
isn't.
Serving you. And then you've got the soul. They're talking about the true self, unity, understanding, friendliness, forgiveness, love, gratefulness, co-happiness. That is wrong too, because again, the soul is a construct, and those qualities are constructs. You've told another construct that it is. True self only knows servitude. The only thing that ego and true self and your true self know, your spirit know, is to serve you. All right? So, another one, ego, false self. This is not true. You are your subconscious mind, all right? And everything in this construct serves that part of the mind. So don't be mad at the ego for being a servant when you try to take yourself away from what it sees you want, and it tries to stop you from leaving that. It's not trying to manipulate you. It's trying to keep you happy in your happy place. And when you try to take yourself away from this thing that you've fed your subconscious mind into thinking is your happy place, and then you realize your higher self realizes that something else makes you happy, or you change that, then your ego is going to come in and go, no, 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 like I was saying. It's going to try and pull you back away from that. But that's the thing. It's not trying to hurt you. It's not trying to do you wrong. It is there to serve you. Your spirit and ego work as one team. Self works alone, spirit and ego work together. So you have to replace the subconscious thought and program the subconscious thought to what you truly desire, and you won't hear from your ego anymore. You won't hear that backlash of, wait, you were happy. Why are you taking me away from that? Does this make sense? Because even I thought that ego was trying to be like, no, no, no. Like, trying to come in and do these things to me. I thought that's what it was. But I realized that everything in creation, everything that exists, was built to serve us. The only thing that was not built to serve us was ourselves. And we had to learn, we're having to go back to that. To be one with what is to be of servitude. So, that is what I wanted to go over. Anybody got any questions? Did that not make sense to anyone? I just want you to realize that it's not that complicated. Ego and spirit are not complicated, and they're not going to... Anytime you try to put complication in there is when you're taking yourself away from the truth of what it is. They only want to serve you. They only want you to be happy. Thank you, Stephen. I love you, Natasha. Anybody struggling with that? Do you get the subconscious and conscious mind of that? Decalcify your pineal glands with your words, Queen. Yes. Yeah. You literally are walking yourself backwards out of the things that you've walked yourself into. You've got the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. This is something I was talking about with someone earlier. I was talking to them about the blueprint. The blueprint is something that can mean anything to you. It's a construct. You can create it for whatever you want it to be, and then make that blueprint that you created empower your own belief system. Because the stronger you believe something, that's when it goes into the subconscious mind, which the observer of you is listening to. So when you put a blueprint out there, and then say, for me it's numbers, and I give numbers meanings. They don't have a certain set meaning from the stars or anybody else. They're the meanings that I give them. So once I give them those meanings, I start seeing those numbers in repetitive nature. They start coming faster and faster, letting me know that I'm in the vortex. Why is it letting me know that I'm in the vortex? Because I created that construct for it to let me know that I'm in the vortex. Does that make sense? So when I see these numbers, I know what's going to happen, what it's telling me, because I created the construct of what it's telling me. Everybody's out there asking, what does this number mean for this? What's this number mean for that? What's this number mean for that? What does it mean to you? That's what that number means. What do you want to give it? What power do you want to give it so that it can come back and reaffirm your knowing and belief in yourself, and then shift those focals that are in your conscious mind into the subconscious mind so that it becomes what you are manifesting without having to think about it. And that's why I called it the blueprint to belief, because you're creating a blueprint for your own belief system. And the more that you see these signs, and it'll instill that, it'll turn everything from a second nature into a first nature, and you'll start seeing them more and more and more and more as you go. It'll faster and faster. Like I said, the reason that mine gets faster, the momentum comes behind it. The blueprint that I created, it works for me and can work for anybody in existence. But you can also create your own blueprint, just like you can create the constructs of everything in this world. So it's up to you on how you want to create your blueprint. But know that whatever your blueprint is how you are guiding yourself into a constant state of knowing that everything is always working out for you in every moment. And that's the importance of the blueprint. That's the reason behind the blueprint. If you got any questions, throw them up. Hey, Paul. Hey, Tim. Paul, I want to kick your ass. Taking me to have fun about breaking my back. Hi, Berg. Hi, Barbie. Yeah, I dove off the pier with Paul Cruise and Lockhart the other weekend. Thought I paralyzed myself. And then I was like, oh, I gotta change that construct. My music's gonna come out right on time. That's what you guys don't realize, is that everything that I experience in my life is a construct that I built for myself to experience. It's not randomly happening to me. I set up these belief systems for myself to adhere to, because I realized that I was creating that already. I was already doing that, but somebody else had put that in me. And so I was basing my own creation off of someone else's bullshit that they were putting in my head. And I was like, no, I want my own. If they can create that within me, I can create that within myself, and then I can give myself my own blueprint. I can take myself into a whole different realm to where I know, no, I don't know every step that's coming, but I know my 2 points of creation that I'm going for. The me that is standing right here right now, and the me that is standing here right now at a later time. And I even built the construct that during those 2 points, that it would just flow. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is that what I'm telling you, I built this myself for me. And it works for everybody else when they start to believe it. So why would it not work for you to build your own, or to utilize this, whatever you want to do? Right? Ask you? What am I asking you, Richard? So, like I said, I built all of these constructs for myself to adhere to. Because what I tell you yesterday, when you spell it out and then construct yourself to it, you have to live by it, right? So I simply just said, well, if I'm going to live by something, I'm going to create beliefs within me or constructs within me. I'm going to make sure that they serve my greater and higher purpose. Otherwise, I don't have them. They don't exist. So, whenever I started to put myself in a knowing that I would build the world's biggest empire with all of its people, I knew that it would take time. I knew that the pieces had to align. I knew that it wasn't just going to happen overnight, because the construct that I built for my belief system was that the bigger my desire, the longer it was going to take for all the pieces to align. Now, with that same sentence, I could change that and say that it doesn't take a time at all, that my manifestations come like that. I could train my mind to think that, so that whenever I think something, it's in my face. And that's how it works. It's that simple. Does that make sense? Barbie, no, I'm not on STX. Richard, we all see numbers. We all see signs. That's the thing, is you don't even have to use numbers. You could use 3 birds that fly across you every morning when you wake up, or the rainbow that comes in the same spot every day, or whatever it is, whatever construct you want. Like, you can make whatever it is that you want to believe, your belief that you have to adhere to and live by. That's your construct for your reality. You don't have to have the same construct for all realities. Nobody has to do the same thing. That's where everybody's messing up. They're all trying to get each other to go in the same direction of this is this and this is this, and that's just how it is, and if you ain't doing this, then this ain't right. No, that's not fucking truth. Truth is all-inclusive to everything, no matter what you're doing. And most people don't want to hear that. Everybody loves my truth till I fucking bring in the truth to the truth. And then they're like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That when I talk about these things, I bring in all the aspects of everything that bring all things together in this world. You can't just go in one direction or the other. If we're going to have these things, like I said yesterday with love, that construct of love, then you have to accept all of the construct of love, not just the parts you want of it. Same with ego. Same with spirit. Truth to the truth. Yeah, that's right. Beyond the illusion of truth to the next level. So ask yourself, what have you bound yourself to in your life? What beliefs do you have inside yourself right now? Like some of you that you believe that when a black cat crosses the road, you're going to have bad luck. Well, guess what? You just gave yourself fucking bad luck. Are you happy? Because you just made yourself unhappy. Yes, that's what I was saying earlier, Ralph. Spirit and ego work together as a team to serve you. They want you to be happy. So spirit is telling you where to go, guiding you where to go for your happiness, and ego is serving you through manifesting, because it's your subconscious. So the ego in your subconscious is manifesting what you want, what you put in there. So the blueprint, you take the blueprint, and then you build up that belief inside yourself to throw things from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, let the ego serve that, and then keep letting spirit guide you. See, I knew you knew. That's one thing that used to get me, because I would be like, why would something that wants me to be happy create things in this world that make me unhappy? And then I realized the only thing that was created in this world that could make me unhappy was me. Because everything else built in this structure was built to serve. And how do we become truly happy within a structure that was built to serve? Become a servant. Anybody got any other questions? It's fucking... that ego, man. I'm telling you. For the longest time. That's right. That's right. And when I say serve, you gotta serve yourself. People don't realize that. They don't realize that to love all of the world, it starts by loving in here. Through the evolution of self, the world will evolve. We've got these protests going on, and I want to speak on this right now, because a lot of people are driving themselves mad with this stuff going on with the protests. Alright, you got 2 sides standing there, 3 sides. How many ever fucking sides are standing there? They're all on the wrong damn side, because they're all not pointing the finger here at self. Alright? If this man blames that man, what do you have? A problem. If this man blames self, what do you have? A fucking solution. The quicker everybody gets off the damn steps of the government buildings and out of the streets throwing shit at each other and cussing and blaming each other, the quicker we're going to have a fucking solution in this world. Because right now, everybody's pointing the finger in the wrong damn direction. Thank you, Ralph. I don't even know when we became friends. We'll have to talk more. But yeah, that is it. I'm telling you. Everybody's got that wrong with that whole ego, spirit, self thing. They forgot self in the whole equation. There's three. Sounds like a trinity to me. I hope that this has given everyone some clarity today. That was my intention behind this, was to bring forth clarity and understanding, because there are so many people out there that are hurting because they don't understand, and they don't understand self. And the best way to understand self is to stop asking everything outside of yourself for answers. The observer that is observing you, all you gotta do is speak to it, and it's going to answer. That's okay. It'll be up. You can watch the replay. Oh my goodness. I'll even go over some of it again. Alright, so you got self. Here's self. And you got spirit and ego. Or however you want to put it. There's three there, right? You got those 3 points. You're serving yourself, your personal interest, what your flesh wants. Doesn't matter if it's to make your higher self any better or not. That's where the flesh comes in, right? Because that flesh isn't worried about higher self. And then you've got spirit, like I said, guiding you, telling you, leaving you those cues and clues along the way. You ahead of yourself, letting yourself know where you gotta go. And then ego is serving you. Your subconscious mind. That is your manifester. And that's where everybody's got that one all wrong. Even I had that one wrong. When I got it right, it clicked. It made sense, finally. But ego, it's not a bad guy. It's a really good guy that likes to manifest shit into your life. What do you mean, what's the point? What's the point of what? Serving you everything that you desire? Experiencing. That is the point. It's not about getting everybody to go to one direction or the other. It's about realizing that you have a dominion around you, and you have your own kingdom. That's the habitat you put yourself in. You have a throne. It's this vessel right here. Alright? And that is your only concern. You are not to concern yourself outside of yourself. That's where conflict comes from. You can give good and love and happy feelings and things to other people, but don't put your nose in someone else's dominion. Don't point the finger at someone else's dominion. Don't tell someone else in their dominion they are being wrong inside their dominion. That's their dominion. That's their experience. Who are you to judge? Same thing with unconditional love. Like, I love you and I accept you as long as you are what this box of what I think you should be is. Other than that, I don't accept you. I'm embarrassed by it. People even get embarrassed by you. Like, what are other people gonna think about me being friends with you and how you fucking talk? That's not unconditional love. Unconditional love is being able to accept anyone in their form, in their experience. Understanding that they have a right to have that experience how they want to. And that there is no direction that we're supposed to take everybody in one direction or the other. If everyone would live out the experience that made them truly happy, there would be such harmony. But again, take you back down the rabbit hole. What is harmony? We could sit and create an entire new language Right? We could sit and create an entire new language. The definitions behind all of the words. New feelings. The definitions behind those feelings. The constructs. What those constructs do. You could even go as far as giving your spirit a new construct to serve you, to best serve you. Same with your ego. By saying, like with your ego, instead of saying, well, it's gonna take this, and this much time to get to this point, you could change that and say, well, I'm going to transfer this belief that it's going to take time from my conscious into my subconscious as a belief of it's going to come as soon as I think it. And the way to do that is create your blueprint to belief, to get yourself to transfer those thoughts to the subconscious and make everything first nature for you. Realize life is simple. If it's not simple, it's not life. Okay? Do you really catch that? If it's not simple, it's not life. Because life, what we are, where we come from, is not complicated. It doesn't care about all the constructs. It doesn't care about all these words and definitions and all these things. It just wants us to be happy. That's it. Whatever that means to us. So when we go to complicate shit and try and pick it apart and like, well, especially with ego, I can see how it got turned into this like evil thing that people think it is, because whenever you try to pull yourself away from it, it tries to like, no, I don't like when somebody tells you something that makes you unhappy. The ego is not going to just accept that, whether it's truth or not. The ego is going to go, no, that does not make me happy. I don't want to hear it. I'm done listening to that. That doesn't make the ego bad. What's not working? Alright, I think I'm going to go now. I think I got my point across. Share this with anybody you think that needs to hear it. A lot of people need this clarity. I know I, for one, did. Alright, happy best day ever, guys.